living. Yeah, Memphis, I'm back at it. Niggas notice the difference, just more chrome, Prezi, no stones. This episode of Roc Solid Podcast is brought to you by D'USSÉ Cognac, the smoothest way to toast to your wins. Right back at it with another one, this Roc Solid Podcast. Like I told you, if you on this platform, it means one thing, that you solid, and it definitely means this brother right here, he more solid than a boulder. Like, the rock, like I say, it's certain people that built the rock. Me and this man right here, we started the rock off.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
I got my brother Rell in the building. We here, make some noise for Rell on the platform, my guys. You know what I mean? Big shout out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you already know. Rell, how you been, my brother?
Bless,
my G. Long time, man.
Look at you, though.
Long time, my brother.
Super proud.
Oh, my God, man.
Super proud.
Appreciate you, bro.
Super proud of bro.
Motherfucking voice behind the name. Yo, you the voice. Like, if nobody never told you, me, from what I always feel and felt about you, my G, I felt like you brought the soul to Roc-A-Fella. You know what I'm saying? That soul, that grit, that grind, like, and I always admired your voice, your hustle. You was one of the grinders. We started this shit together. So I want to take them back and let them know, like, when It's Alright dropped, which was my first single, that's when you had your first single featuring Jay. Yeah, what was the name?
Love for Free. Streets is watching.
Oof. Streets is watching. Love for Free. Monster. Me and this man went on the Chitlin circuit together. Bang. Some of y'all call it the promo run now. When we got on, it was called the Chitlin circuit. All we did was college radio and pirate radio. Tell them, Rell.
All right.
We was grinding.
Like early days, of Roc-A-Fella. Like we was basically mapping out our own way as we went. There was no guide, no blueprint before Jay, Dame, and them, and then us, coming in the ranks. There was no guy. We went out there, we carved our own way, and salute to us. That's all I can say.
Yo, that's a fact. We held it down, man. That fucking run was crazy, bro. I remember us being in, I think our first city we got to was Virginia. And I remember saying to you, it was me, you, we was on the road. Big shout out to Diamonds in the Rough. They was on the road with us. Word up, Rebel and Chink. I remember we got to Virginia. And my first thing to you was like, yo, bro, we ain't sitting in this hotel all day. We gonna walk the block and see what's out here, man. Remember?
Yeah.
We went to TGI Friday. Remember, we met some young ladies and all that. It was like, yo, we lit. We was in there chilling. You remember that?
It was a habit I had. Like, even once we got off that tour, I was everywhere I went. You ask my management team, they be like, where's the dude at? Because as soon as I get my bags in the hotel room, if I got downtime, I'm with the locals. Hey,
that's right.
What's happening? Where this at?
Yo,
where that?
And I think
take me over there. Like,
I think that tour is what started it. I remember we left too. The day DMX, rest in peace, DMX. Remember his album dropped that day when we first left to go on the road.
Yeah.
It's dark and hell is hot. That was the soundtrack to the tour.
The whole tour.
We was on tour on Demon Time.
Yo,
we was out there mobbing.
Out there telling every lie you can think of.
Yo.
Man, just wilding, youngest. Yo. Like putting in that work, but maximizing on the fun.
And this is what I want people to understand. This is before the Gurus, the Just Blazes, Kanye West's. There wasn't even no Beanie Sigel, no Freeway, no PD Crack. It was just me, Rell, and Diamonds in the Rough, Rebel and Chinks, and that's it. We was out there mobbing, and they used to perform making the dough. I love the dough.
We need the dough.
We need the dough. Yeah. I was performing It's Alright. Rell will come out there, shut it down, love for free. Then they'll come get the party cropping with I need the dough.
We need the dough.
But Rell used to take all the chicks.
Nah, not true.
I ain't gonna lie. Rell came out there with that, he hit you with that that You was like, shit. Yo.
Hey, I was on stage the first time, like when Jay was there, and when your verse came up on It's Alright. All right. Soon as Bleek went in the middle of the war, Jay's like,
no, but I'm talking about when we dolo. Yeah, Jay used to get it. When we used dolo, them girls used to go crazy. You had that voice. And I used to say that, I think back now, I was tripping. I could have been the first Drake. I could have told you back then, yo, Rell, teach me some moves, nigga,
All right.
like the Last Dragon.
Listen.
Yo, teach me some moves, God. I could have had the blueprint on this shit early.
Man, let me tell you something. Like being the only R&B, artist on the roster, and through our tenure, I wanted to be more like y'all. I'm serious. It was like, I wanted that street savvy.
Yeah.
that hip hop had, that definitely our label mates had, you had, and it was a big deal for me when I first landed in North from South Carolina to just, kind of, blend in, like just get along, peep the vibe. I learned a lot about the terrain being around y'all, DC, my big homie Gales and all of them. So
DC, we used to be mobbing out there.
Yeah,
man.
and we would go there. We would go to their shows.
Yeah,
like we
all
would
the
go,
time.
Yeah,
to the radio station, go to their shows, the
we would do
stepping
that.
concerts, all that shit, man.
All of that.
Crazy. But yo, one thing I wanted to ask you too, man. Being from the South, being from South Carolina, what part of South Carolina?
Orangeburg, Bowman, small town Bowman, Orangeburg County.
Woo,
Yeah.
That's out there.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
out
yeah,
there.
we
It's
in
so
the
out
country.
there, I never even heard of it. That's how I know it's out there. When you ain't say a town in these places, any place in the Carolina or Virginia, and they be like this town, and you be like, where that? Just know it's way out there. So is that where you developed your love for singing, like to get into the game?
Absolutely. You didn't have any talent shows or any type of platforms like that. So we were in church. It started out, moms was just dragging us in there. But then when I tapped into the music, that's when, I really started to, mature as a vocalist, as a performer, being in front of people. In church, all they ever say is keep singing. You could be hoarse. You could have an off day. They don't care. You know what I mean? And so I developed the understanding is that if you give people something they can feel with your music, a lot of times it won't matter, how perfect you are with your vocals or your lyrical delivery or anything like that. It's if you just give them something they can feel. If it's some therapy in what you're doing for folks, then you got every reason to try this game out and see what could happen. So, but when I got here, everything else that happened, Roc-A-Fella, Don Blanks and Perth Amboy, all them folks out there, and, DC, the Bronx, Dinky Bingham, Brooklyn, and that's where me and you met. I met live out there before I was Rell. You know what I mean? I was just Jarrell Gaddis, but I hung out on Myrtle Avenue a lot. I knew them boys in the Hall of Faze barbershop, so I'll go over there, hang out with Tori and Jay and the crew when I ain't had no studio time. But then when me and him linked, after the Roc-A-Fella thing, it was a wrap. How
did you get with the Roc crew? Cause I just came around one day, they like, yo, this Rell, this the single. We showed up to the video shoot, you at home shooting the video. And I'm like, oh, okay, this Rell, we outside. This is my guy now.
Yeah.
But how did that happen for you to even make it happen to get that deal?
It was by way of, man, I gotta go back then. All right, so Finesse is a group that I was in when I first left home in South Carolina to venture north with them. That's when I first met, Roc, Don Blanks from Perth Amboy. They told me about DC and I would meet him eventually, but Roc was the first one I met. Roc was in business with DC. DC was real tight with Dame Dash, and then the rest is history. The deal came over crab cakes and grits uptown.
Damn.
Yeah, we wasn't even in no office, so that's why I love Dame forever for that.
That's what's up. I'm trying to tell people, Dame, man, he handle business, man. He definitely handle business.
He handle business.
And damn, you bringing up Perth Amboy. I remember y'all had the club out there, like the crew you was with.
Man, they still talk about the fact that Rell brought Jay-Z and Roc-A-Fella to Perth Amboy, and that was my home. So salute to Perth Amboy still, even though most of my homies they moved away. Washington and Mechanic and High Street and all of that, that's just legendary for me. That's historic.
I'm going to tell you something I don't think you know, man. I have a son because of y'all club in Perth Amboy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Bleek is here. Being in that club in Perth Amboy with y'all, man.
But see, and then a lot of people don't know we was like, 5-10 minutes away from each other at one point in Old Bridge. When I did level up, we was 5 minutes apart. Bleek let me use the whip when I was furnishing my crib. I dropped my car off at his crib, pick up the Tahoe, go handle my business. We had that relationship. You know what I mean? It was that way. It was an intertwine.
Yeah, we was family,
of talented,
bro.
Artists. And so we just took it to that next level, and where we could be brothers, we were. And that's just what it was.
everybody on Roc-A-Fella, I'm so used to saying the nation now, that's what I was about to say. But everybody on Roc-A-Fella, it was literally like a family, and we treated it like that. You know what I'm saying? So
employees,
it didn't matter.
Like
it didn't matter where you were from. It didn't matter what you did. If they introduced you as they brother, then you was our brother. Go ahead, you good. Let me get the lighter. You good. Keep that L for you, baby.
Appreciate it.
Like, if someone introduced you as they brother, then you was all of our brothers. And we accepted you as that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And only you can mess that up.
Yes.
Long as you was on point, you was bro.
I remember.
Because it was a business, respectfully.
Man, I used to have Rell and Marcy with us, man. You know what I'm saying?
You went there. Yeah, you went there.
You said Myrtle Avenue, man. Come on, that's my backyard.
Yeah, but I think I'm the best one to tell this story. Cause right now R&B. Hey, check this out, y'all. Where I look at? Here. Where?
Any way you
can,
camera.
So, hey, check this out. All right, this for the whole world. Okay. All right. Bleek, 100% authentic.
Yeah, man.
Day one, authentic. All right, like I got asked over the years, how is Bleek? What's up with Bleek? What's going on? Yada yada. Look, Bleek is authentic. Bleek gonna be good always, cause Bleek is authentic. Yo, I saw the picture of the Porsche on the wall.
Yeah, man.
You feel me?
Yo, I remember when
I
you
go to
came
sleep
in
with
and
a picture of a Porsche on my wall. Man, I'm trying to come up on y'all.
Yeah.
I saw the picture of the Porsche,
Yo,
red convertible, taped on the wall over the bed.
Yo.
All facts.
Yo, I had a wall of fame in the crib.
Yeah, I saw that with my own eyes. I was like, bro.
Yo, I had a wall of fame. You bringing that up, you got me thinking. I had a wall of fame of rappers that I used to be like, damn, these is the guys right here. And then I had the things
in
that
the
I
apartment
wanted.
in Marcy.
You know what I mean? Like, I definitely had the Porsche on the wall. I had a picture of Stedman crib. I still ain't get Stedman crib, though. I got the Porsche. I never got the Stedman crib. I think I just never met an Oprah.
Exactly. That's all. That Stedman had to do a whole lot by himself.
And that was
Stedman.
And that was Stedman vacation home that was on my wall. It wasn't even the real crib.
All right. but it was there.
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad you remember that, man. Because a lot of people think, when you rapping, you making music that you just making stuff up. And I tell people, man, Jay used to always tell me, when the lies stop, the rhymes stop. So as long as you lying, you better keep it up. Like, so everything we did was authentic. Everything we did was to the heart, and we just was speaking our truths, man, just trying to win. So it was no made up raps. Those was real dreams. I worked for the Porsche on the wall, man. I'm trying to come up on y'all with Stedman crib. I don't think I came up still. I gotta check that out, man. Wow. Stad, we gotta holler. Yo, so I wanted to always ask you, being the only R&B guy, once we got Beans, we got the Young Guns, Freeway, State Property, everybody came. Did you ever feel like it was pressure for you to like keep up with any of us, anything like that?
All the time. Unwavering pressure. Because, I'm at this table, this long, exquisite table, and it's all predators. I mean, it's all lions, tigers, bears, sharks, predators, people that, they're not gangster, but they're not people you can just handle any kind of way either. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, they're people that respond. So you sitting at that table, you're the only one that sing, everybody rhyme. Yeah, it was pressure. It was pressure to say the least, because, I had this burning desire to deliver as far as contemporary R&B was concerned.
Yeah.
But then once I got with Roc-A-Fella and became a part of that, understood, the authenticity that went along with our music. Yeah, then it became this other thing, like, all right, it's some realness to my life too. My backdrop ain't all, how can I blend who I am into this mix? Because we definitely got, we have similarities. Like, we come from backgrounds where we all seen a lot of the same stuff. And so in between me not being able to move on the contemporary because of everything that Roc-A-Fella was up against, trying to get R&B off the ground. Hip hop was cool. It was harder to get R&B off the ground for them. So with everything that they was up against, I started looking for, alternative means to reach my audience. And so that became R&G. That became when I started doing all that mixtape stuff. I remember
you saying that.
And, you know,
RG,
singing
baby.
was sounding like I'm rhyming, but singing. It's like, you know what? To my knowledge, because I'm a student, you know, there's really been no one on the East Coast to flex that. You got Domino, you got Nate Dogg. And as far as I'm concerned, they the only two before me. So all of that thought went into me deciding that I was going to do that. It wasn't just I was out there trying to be a rapper. It was like, nah, strategically, I got to figure out what my place is at this table. And eventually, I became the wolf.
That's right.
I'm the wolf at the table. And not the biggest predator, but I'm only a face. It's a bunch of me. And you don't want to see them.
Like I told you.
So
your voice is iconic. There's no one who sound like you. There's no one you sound like. They never ever confused you. Yo, Rell trying to be like this guy, or y'all sound this guy trying to be like this guy.
We ain't want that.
Bro, you did some of the most, you saved a lot of records on Roc-A-Fella.
Listen, like,
my whole Made album is damn near your album too.
but y'all saved me too. You know what I mean? Like, I'm from an era where you're shunned upon if you're only on choruses. You see what I'm saying? Like, if all you can get is choruses back then, you weren't looked at as that guy. You know what I mean? You would look like you were lacking. You know what I mean? But years later, all of those choruses, they turn into a catalog that nobody else in R&B has.
That's right.
Where's the camera again? I got more features with hip hop than anybody who sings in the history of singing.
And that's a fact. And that's a fact. Classics too. Not just regular joints.
It don't matter who you look up. They don't have more features with hip hop, solid hip hop dudes than I do. I'm bi-coastal with that. Salute to all.
Out of all the collaborations you ever done, what's your favorite?
Ooh, Bleek.
We ain't dissing nobody. So if you, I know we did a lot of classics, but if it's me picking, I would pick No Better Love over any record we did, because I always felt like, God damn, why I ain't get a beat like that for me and my G? Why I always got to rap about some fucking pain?
Well, but what DJ Rogers Jr., my homie, was able to bring to the session that night when we did Understand Me Still.
Oh,
bro,
it's classic. That's still to this day, bro.
Like it like that's one of my favorites because I got to be Rell right there. See, to a singer, at least to a singer, a real one like myself, I totally enjoy everybody else's music, and I have, you know, those people that are my idols when it came to vocals. You know what I mean? Old school and new school, male and female, mind you. You know, but I always had the burning desire to be Rell. Because in my mind, Michael Jackson became Michael Jackson because Mike stayed Mike. That's right. Marvin stayed Marvin. Stevie stayed Stevie. Luther stayed Luther. You know, and I want to be Rell. I want to make an impact where they hear me, they go, that's Rell. And it's not because he sounds like anybody else or reminds them of anybody else, but because he's still carrying that torch that those great vocalists and lyricists carry, where they want to make their own mark. They don't want to be known from just borrowing from what was great before them, but making their own great mark. You know what I mean? So, Understand Me Still. No Better Love, definitely. I mean, that's obvious. You know,
Grammy nominated, baby.
That's obvious.
Black Tie Affair, baby.
Okay, but then you got songs like the joint I did with Jim, that Let Me Fly. See, Let Me Fly talks about my entire career, going all the way back to Roc-A-Fella. 7 a.m. turning over in the sheets.
About you got that smoker
manager
with
blowing
Jim.
up the phone in my suite. A smile on my face. I don't mean to make him wait, but she's that much sexier when she sleep. You know, that type of stuff. It allowed me to be Rell. So I'm more proud of the things that I did that allowed me to be Rell in that mix. Than where I had to emulate something else. So Understand Me Still is at the top for me.
Oh wow.
You know what
That's
I mean?
crazy.
No Better Love is obvious.
Yeah.
You see, it's obvious. You borrowing from great components and elements and energy. So it's almost a no-brainer that you're gonna come out with something that people like.
Right.
But when you going from scratch, you see what I'm saying? Understand Me Still is from scratch. And you know, I covered that.
That's
because, you know, that was our inspiration.
That's
all the inspiration for that record came, you know, from that room while we were in there.
And we was really...
Yeah, we wasn't really trying to let that one go.
And that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, remember, my brother was in the hospital at that time.
Right, you was going through everything.
We was really, I just moved my mom. So all that shit you hear in that song
the fact that I knew
is
Drake.
100,000% fact.
Facts.
Like, that song I can't even listen to because it's like a period in my life that I don't want to remember. You know what I mean?
That's the part I love about what Roc-A-Fella was. It was like, you know, you got this cast, this ensemble of talented people who live every word they speak. And I mean everybody there
That's
was
a
just
fact.
authentic.
Everybody.
From Jay down to, you know, Denim. You
Yo,
know, I remember
Denim,
everybody, man.
man.
Listen.
Yo,
The Roc was
shout out
home. Like he
Denim.
said, it was a family. And that having that experience and being able to attach myself to that platform that's now part of, you know, Hall of Fame.
Bro,
Rock and roll. I mean hip hop Hall of Fame and all like. I mean, what else can you ask for coming from Bowman?
I'm gonna bring this up because I just thought about this as you talking.
Yeah.
I remember when we did As One, and it just was the sample hook. And Jay was like, nah, man, we need to bring this shit to life. And he's like, man, call Rell, man. Rell gonna kill this shit. And you came down there and smoked As One. We heard that shit like, oh, nah, that's it. That's it.
That's Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yep.
You know,
you had to go with that one.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah, so like it was more pressure doing No Better Love and Earth, Wind, and Fire than any other record because, you know.
You want to pay homage.
That's Earth, Wind, and Fire. And that's Luther Vandross. You know what I mean? You don't want to. I
say
mean,
that.
even on that other one, the one I did with Beans Change,
Yep.
that was another one. It's like, I don't want to mess this up. Like,
That's a fact. And that's you saying that leads me to something I say about these kids today. They be sampling, you know, everybody record.
Right.
If you gonna sample a nigga record, make it better than what you did, what they did. Don't fuck a nigga record up.
Right.
You just wasting beats and bars and studio time and label money. Don't do it.
They gotta clear it. You know, like make sure they're hearing something they're gonna enjoy listening to.
Yeah, man.
Like, you know, borrow from their likeness. You know, just
that's
a no-brainer.
That's all I gotta say. But another question I have for you: What would you say your biggest lesson about the business side of the music would be for you?
Learn the business. Learn the business. All right. Ask every question that you can. Read every manual that you can. Have some experience in business management before you go into the music industry. Then all you gotta learn is music business, but business management you will already have down. If you're one of those collegiates, but you have a passion for music, major in business, minor in music, or vice versa. You're 21 years old when you graduate. You're still a baby, ready to take on the business and show your talent. You know, so that's the lesson. And don't look for detail from me or any other artist. There's no one way to success. All our stories are different.
That's right.
You know, if you want to win in any game, the key is to stay in that game. Simply stay in it. Because like Jay said, a broken clock is right at least 2 times a day. Even a garbage pan gets a steak. Everything gets its moment if you stay in, you know.
Stay the course.
Yeah, you stay the course. It's going to happen.
That's a fact, man.
It's going to happen. You know what I mean? Because as you're moving, you're growing, you're learning, you're networking, you're expanding. You're trying, you're failing, you're trying again. You know, these things are happening as you continuing, you know what I'm saying? And then you just reach this point where you happen to be this place. And this person happened to be there. And this thing happened to go down the way it did. And then you just happen to be in that mix. Like, it's about timing. You know what I mean? But you gotta be on time in order to, you know, to achieve that timing. Like it's at the end of the day, it's time. It's like, man, anybody asks you how it happened, it's like, it's the same thing. You scratch your head because you don't know where to start. It's like, you know what I mean? But so I narrowed it down to that. Know the business. I came in with talent. Talent got me in the door. Right. But I had to learn what the business was in order to stay in the door. You know, these doors revolve. And you know, it's a fine line you gotta walk, you know, until you're confident enough to position yourself in a way where, you know, you're solidified.
That's what's up, man. That's a fact. Definitely learn the business, man. You heard it right here, man. The business first. I love what you said that. You said business first, music minor. Business major, music minor. I like that.
That's it.
That's a good one, man. You young boys need to write that down, man. That's a good one. I wish I'd have known that one. Because I was out here thotting major, rapping minor.
All right.
Yo, nigga was bugging out here. But yo, I wanted to know, because I heard the whispers. I never got confirmation. Is there any artist that you ever mentored or like guided behind the scenes or like, you know, like
Plenty.
Came to you for advice or, you know what I mean?
Plenty. Worldwide.
Like,
I'm a OG 100 times over.
Nah, that, of course.
Worldwide, bro. It's funny that you say that. In Yonkers, I got Ray Sean. Like, I'm trying to, you know, see him, you know, really take his to the next level if it's still in him to do that. There's Dashi, there's a couple other, you know, music sets up there that I'm looking forward to dealing with. Ski and I, we reconnected. He's in Yonkers, so I'm looking forward to working with Ski.
Shout out Ski, definitely,
you know what I mean?
Man. Ski always had that heat.
You know, and then the homies, Squares, Warburton family, all of them, Glenwood, Jones, you know, just everybody. It's too many to mention, you know what I mean? Like, I make that family network everywhere I go if it can happen. Manhattan, we got Spice and Mister. You know, my roommates outside of everything that I was doing in Roc-A-Fella. You know, my sanctuary, you know, when I had to be in the city and couldn't go back to Jersey, the old bridge where Bleek was, or you know, those nights I had to stay in baseline, you know, those my brothers forever. Like Mr. Spice, I love y'all. Jersey, we got Per Fanboy again. Rock, we got you know, My Gladys, Kathy. We got Intercontinental Kent. That's the artist I'm dealing with out there now. Salute to him, big bro. We got Chris and Johnny Vega down Long Branch down that way. Two Latin brothers who I look forward, you know, making a big pun run because, you know, they got the English and the Latin market when it comes to hip hop. They also the sons of Tony Vega. He's a famous horse jockey. You know what I mean? But with a you know, he got one of them backgrounds. So like, they life is a movie.
No, that's
you know,
what's
so
up, man.
We got Chase Hill and my folks out there, Atlantic City way. You know, that whole set. Respect to all of y'all family. I'm trying to remember everybody. We go back to the Bronx though, because we got to remember DC, Gales, right. Tone, Big Joe. Yo. You know, everybody that was there, making sure that things were situated. You know, my team outside of Roc-A-Fella, we filling in our own pockets. Whatever the label didn't do, we accommodated ourselves. So love y'all forever. On to South Carolina, and man, my beloved, I'm so proud of all of you. My Southern Soul artists down there. I'm so proud that the light is on you and y'all finally getting recognition, even with Southern Soul as it is. Keep pressing. It's going to expand. It's going to evolve. My little cousin Malcolm Simmons, he's doing his numbers in Southern Soul right now. We got my other little homie Navar Yaru. He's going to be a beast. And, you know, I don't know what is really to come of what he's going to do because he raps and sings and produces.
See?
Yeah, he's a phenom.
I should have got from you. He
right.
See?
Right. So
Blizzle should have went to the art, rhythm, and gangster school.
Absolutely.
That's a fact. Yo, that's something. That's what I'm telling you. I was saying that in my mind as you speaking. You know, you showing love to all the young artists, up and coming artists from different regions, different parts of the city, and that's so dope. Like I was thinking here, and I'm like, why you don't just why I ain't gonna say why you don't. I can help you or get you in the right position to get a little distribution set up or something, but you should definitely be doing something with that rhythm and gangster.
Listen, I got.
It's too much talent out here, man. I got a lot of it under your umbrella already.
I didn't think, you know, that far, but I do have the R&G compilation coming.
Yeah,
and I want
man.
I need Bleek on that.
Come on, man, that's nothing, bro. Send that, man. Send the record. That shit done.
Yeah,
I'm family. You know, you get that verse tonight. Send the verse, guys. Send the record.
Y'all heard it here.
Man, it's been the same since day one, bro. You know that ain't gonna never change, my brother.
I'm trying to get I had a studio situation, but I don't have my own pre-production set up yet. Mm-hmm. But what I'm trying to do is get that up and running because it's a list of y'all that I'm just gonna.
You know who you need to get with? Who got all the pre-production, everything set up, ready?
Yeah, who?
Cheat Joe, behind the camera. Cheat Joe. He got everything. That's who got me back in the studio. He got me remember how Rocky, when he fought Drago, he was in the snow training and shit? That's how he got me feeling. I'm that Rocky.
See all this music I'm putting out? Respect to you. respect to you. I like let's try and make.
He got all the pre-production, everything. Yo, but with all that being said, with the mentoring and all that, I always wondered, and these are a couple questions. I'm gonna phrase it together. Like, your album was always delayed for years. Like, you know, I always wanted to know what happened behind that. And how did you stay grounded during those letdowns at them times? You know what I mean? Because that's a major setback when you have your hopes up high in this game, thinking something gonna happen, and then it don't. And then, what would you say to younger artists in a similar situation? What advice would you give your younger self? I would say.
Well, my younger self I would give my younger self the same advice I just gave them, and that's know that business.
That's right, but
know that business. Like for me though, you know, to answer that question,
like with the album and everything, and
yeah,
like, you stay grounded, bro. You never waver who you are and who you were, and I respect that. And I just always wanted to know that.
Like, you know, walking in the door as an artist, and I guess just as a man too, who I was somebody that wanted to provide therapy. I knew that if I was great at providing therapy in the music to whoever I was, you know, trying to shop that music to, or whoever I wanted to hear it and enjoy it, even if it was street, you know, I knew that if I did that, then I'd be okay in a sense, you know, because again, like I told you earlier, my love for music is not the fame. It's not the sale. It's not the attention. It's not, my love for music is the therapy. It's the creative process. Like when I'm in that vocal booth, I'm as close to God as I'm gonna be on earth, because I'm doing the one thing I love so much that I will give my all, my very best to it. So when I'm in that vocal booth, I'm closer to God than I'll ever be doing anything else. You know what I mean? Even prayer, because I'm literally summoning that God energy when I'm in there working for myself or anybody else. So that's why you don't hear anything where I'm taking it light, because, but where I'm just, you know, not taking my craft seriously. Let me say it that way. You're going to hear that I'm taking everything I do seriously, even if it's on a mixtape, because that's that God energy I summons every time I'm in there. So what kept me, Bleek, back to the main road is the love for the creative process. Even when all that mess was happening, what I loved was hearing a song, having an idea, laying it down, and enjoying, you know, that finished product. Right. That was always, it's like cutting grass and having lemonade and then looking at the yard when you're done. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know other shit gonna go down after that, but that moment right there, you like, I did this. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what it was. So that's what kept me. The love for what I was doing is what kept me. You're gonna have days where the love is all you have. That's right. You're not gonna make anything. That's a fact. You know what I mean? You're gonna have days where you up, you're gonna have days where you down, but you're gonna be okay if this is something that you love on that level. Like that stuff ain't gonna phase you unless you let it phase you. But I didn't. When that stuff would, you know, show its ugliness in my life, I would revert to that. You know, I'd just be this introverted recording artist who wasn't paying attention almost, but was. You just sparked another memory in my brain just by you saying music is therapy. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you something that is the illest shit ever, right? Just picture this. I'm in Greece, right? This is how music is therapy, because this is at the time when my brother was, you know, just getting out the hospital, going through therapy. Yeah. And, you know, he was always my security guard. Right. So, you know, just listening to different songs. I get the Grease. It's me and B.I., right? So they had one music channel in the whole hotel. So this one artist song kept playing. Her name is spelled A-Y-O, and I pronounce it, of course, I'm from New York, so I pronounce it as A-O. You know what I'm saying? But it's really pronounced I-O. So, and her song kept coming on, Down on My Knees, right? Now, mind you, I didn't know this artist, didn't know where she was from, nothing. And the song kept coming on, and I'm like, let me listen to this song. It's a reason they playing this shit. So I listen, I'm like, no, this song is fire. Like, she talking some real, almost what I'm going through. So I went to the record store in Greece and looked for that album, right? Yo. Found her album. Listened to the album, I'm like, yo, this woman sounds like the female Bob Marley.
Like,
Wow.
so when I was dealing with the situation with my brother, that album helped me, really get, think of happier thoughts and happier moments instead of being so down. So I'm gonna tell you an ill story on how this goes full circle and how music is therapy. Because we was on the same tour. Remember Colleen? That used to be Jay's assistant?
Yeah.
So, God bless. That's my sister for life. So she went through a family tragedy on this time, right? And she was dealing, we all the way in Greece, all the way away from home, going to Italy, everywhere. We not back in America. So she was dealing with something. And I'm like, yo, listen to this album. You know what I'm saying? Like, this helped me on a dark moment, traveling on the road. Yo, bro, Colleen managed the girl now?
Whoa. Whoa.
How ill is that?
That's full circle.
That's therapy, my G.
Therapy.
To where she introduced me to the woman, to where I know her now.
Wow.
And it came from just watching a video in Greece. So when you say music is therapy, it's 100% that. Like,
thousands of years ago, that's all music was.
You know what I mean?
Like, you had drums. That's how villages communicated. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's how they sent signals to each other.
Now that's
a
fact.
Big drums, and you could hear it miles. And that's, we need y'all today, or everything's cool. Like, you had signals, you know what I mean? You like, people were sick, you had somebody with a Barry White tone, like baritone, bass voice come in and just put their hands in your chest and and vibrate and loosen phlegm, and like, it came from a time where it was more than, what it's been narrowed down to.
So with that being said, what do you miss most about the era of your R&B? Because today's R&B, I feel like it ain't singing, but it's rap and beat.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. What I miss about my era, salute to the 90s Buckies, all y'all all over the world.
It was assassins out there in the 90s.
Yes. All right.
It was nothing but assassins.
But what you had in the music in the 90s, and I'm not gonna limit this to R&B. I'm just gonna say it because it's the truth. What you had in music all over the 90s, all across the genres, was soul. You could feel where people were coming from in their raps, in their singing. You could feel where people were coming from. Like, you understood every word. They wanted you to hear every word, and they wanted you to. They wanted to deliver you something that was worth you going to the store and buying that material. Which equivalates to a download now. They wanted you to have something that you coveted. Like, no, they're going to get this. Period. You know what I mean? The lines, you remember when the lines used to be around towers? Like the line is for Jordans now?
Yo.
Or used to be for Jordans before,
Yeah, they ain't around there. They're around now for Balenci's.
Right.
Yo.
Like, people would be like waiting for their record to be delivered. You know what I'm saying? Just based on what they heard and what's been promoted. You had your Right Arm and Black Beat magazines. All of these things that tied into the culture, it was a different feel because the music had feeling. It had feeling. I respect all the finesse that I hear now. I'm not saying I don't like a lot of what I'm hearing now.
No, you gotta respect it.
I respect it. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of artists now are dope, phonetically dope, vocally dope, lyrically dope. But I just want to feel where you're coming from.
Yeah.
That's all. I just
it's even like that in rap now. Like,
exactly. That's why I said it's not limited.
Some of these guys rap, you don't even know where they from. They just rap.
Right.
Like, and with that being said, though, where do you see R&B evolving to? Do you see a comeback for that soul, that sound that you miss?
I see the same recycling. It always happens. It's like being in a mess hall or a restaurant. It's not but so much different shit that you can serve people. Eventually, it's gonna go back to seasonings and smells that people are familiar with. That's like, right. Whoa, I know this. Yeah, we double back on a family favorite, and it's gonna happen with the music. It's gonna happen. It's like, okay, all of the digital technology that we have now. Everything that you can try with that stuff, it's gonna be tried. But at the end of the day, it's gonna revert back to where it was, and then it's going to evolve again from that, and then revert back to it again. It's just what it is. You know what I mean? That's just how I see it.
With that being said, what's in Rell Can't say tape deck. Can't even say CD player. What's on Rell MP3 player? What's on your playlist, Scott?
Predominantly 90s. And quite honestly, man, I go where, like most people now, I'm going where social media takes me, outside of what moves me.
Mm-hmm.
If the same people I've been around are the same people I look to, you know, for that feeling. You know, I love that Wu-Tang's doing stuff. I love that you back, you know, in the music.
Chicho.
I love that, you know, Freeway and all of them are back in the music.
Yes.
You know, I love what I see going on with Jim. Outside of all that other, you know, activity and everything.
Nah, we both better than Nas. Don't worry about it.
I love it.
We both better than Nas. Don't worry about it. Me and Jim, we agree.
Say less.
Nah, I'm just fucking around. Yeah, chill. Yo,
shout out to Dave East too. We got a joint together.
Oh, word.
Yeah. So I've been moving around since I got back.
I got to get Dave East up here. I got to tell Dave. They said he shouted me out. I always like certain shout outs.
Yeah.
But Dave East shout out, I think he told a little bit too much information. He told niggas, you want to holler at the big homie, holler at Bleek. Dave, don't set these people up, my guy. You gotta holler at me. Don't set these people up. Nah, I fucks with East. That's my guy. But when I heard it, was like, why you gonna lie to these people like that? They know damn well I ain't passing the plug off. I'm not niggas say, yo, he tucking the plug, he don't share the plug. I ain't sharing the plug no more. Fuck that, I'm tucking the plug. I'm getting mine for 10 again.
All right. Okay.
Nah, I'm fucking around. But yo,
it's one more person I gotta mention. I gotta mention my current manager, Mr. Ben Johnson.
That's right. It's always that person that gets you back motivated, man. Bro. So if it's Ben Johnson got me back. Gotta holler at Chicho, Ben.
Gotta holler at, I gotta salute you, sir. You know, I know you don't like no attention, but
and those the ones who don't want no attention. You see Chicho, look, he behind the camera like he directed.
Like, man, stop calling my name. You gotta look like,
it's the ones that don't want no attention. So Ben Johnson and Chicho. Y'all niggas need to get y'all them niggas behind the scenes, motivators. Get you back right. Told you, have you like Rocky in the snow. All right?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So before everything is said and done, what do you want your legacy to be with Roc and beyond Roc-A-Fella? What do you say Rell legacy is?
I want to say that Rell will be known for just being Rell, and the reputation that I'm trying to build, as far as being solid, as far as, you know, being first knowledgeable myself, and then, you know, being responsible in my own way for passing that knowledge on.
That's right.
Helping those who are ready and prepared to level up. My legacy is to leave a mark where my love for music is everywhere. You know, I want to be, excuse me, I want to be remembered the way Jordan or Kobe or any of them is remembered. And for them, it was never about the stats. They just played the best game they could every night. And then by the time the game is over and they, you know, wiping the sweat off and talking to the people from ESPN and all, that's when they're finding out what they actually did numerically.
That's a fact.
Most of them, they didn't know that they did that till the game was over. And they didn't care when they found out.
No, that's right. No,
they didn't care when they found out. It was about the next game already. This was over. We got the win. You know, we got in the bag. Wasn't our best night, but
what's next?
You know what I'm saying? So we just going to take some time off, get some rest, and focus on the next one.
That's a fact.
That's it. And if I could be remembered for being a guy that did that and had that reputation everywhere, I mean, your name will never die that way. You know?
That's a fact, man. And you got that reputation with me. Like I said, so, every time I call Rell, yo, I came through Superman and the cape on.
Done.
I got you, Blizz.
Done.
Like
you, bro.
And I just want to say, man, I just found something out that blew my mind away. I'm in the office today. You know, I had to stop by Roc Nation real quick. I see my home girl. You know, I ain't seen in a minute. Go in there, give her a hug. She like, yo, you got my husband pulling up to the pod today. So I'm like, girl, who your husband? She said, Rell. Yo, my nigga blew my face off, bro.
My bad.
Congratulations,
you,
bro. Yo.
Thank you.
And she's a beautiful woman, man. Like,
yes.
she's one of that been down with us since day one and never changed, always been the same
never
beautiful, respectful woman that she is today. So when I seen her, she knew. I was super excited to see her because I haven't seen her in a while. And then she said, y'all got married. I'm like, no fucking way. Yo. Congratulations. Welcome to the circle, dog. It's a few of us. We in here, and a lot of niggas join the circle and don't be enjoying it. You look like you enjoying it because
I'm enjoying
she'll fuck you up if you ain't.
I'm enjoying it, bro. I'm still waiting on our first fight.
Nah, man, it's never gonna happen.
It ain't gonna happen.
It's never gonna happen.
That's my point. It's like I'm still waiting on that. Like
word up.
I'm one of those happily ones. You know what I'm saying? Happily. That's why I got the 6mm band.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, I want you to see this from across the street.
Me and my wife probably get in one dispute a year, and it's over Basketball Wives or Love and Hip Hop. Like we either going ratchet or we going classy.
All right.
And it's a debut, so we dispute that. But after everything, man, I just want to say congratulations. Thank you for pulling up. What's next for Rell? What the people could expect? You know, where they can find you with the music. What's next, my guy?
Well, I'm going to say in the immediate future, more music, of course.
That's right.
If y'all following me on my social media platforms, y'all see that I put out, you know, a bunch of material lately. The Remedy album was just released. I'm re-releasing the Revelations Cost of Living live album I did with the band. My brothers from Brooklyn, from the Bedford area of Brooklyn. Also, I'm about to release the R&G project.
That's right.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Rhythm and Gangsta.
Just got a word from bro here. So
Gangsta, I'm back outside. Gangsta is on there. Don't worry.
Oh, we always outside.
We always fucking outside. Around.
Yeah. So it's gonna be some more acting. I can't give any more detail on that right now, but you're gonna hear some of my music in upcoming, you know, TV shows, and you might see my face here and there as well. So we got that on deck. We're working out the details on that. More music from my little cousin Malcolm Simmons. Mm-hmm. He's got another single coming out soon, so he's about to shake that cage up again with Southern Soul. Navar Yaru again, my homie. Also Rucker Boy. Jesus Christ, bruh. All right. Nah, I think it was a piece of the meds here when I took.
Yeah.
When I smoked last. But Rucker Boy Phil, he's a rapper from my area, Orangeburg, celebrated, and we look forward to his material coming out. Mimi Green, the King Malachi's, of course, 803 Fresh, you know, doing his numbers. We got Intercontinental Kent. Again, that's Perth Boy, my homie out that way. So we got a lot of material. We shot some videos down in Isle of Palms in South Carolina. I'm so excited to be here with y'all.
Yo, how I forget? I'm cutting you off right now. You said Perth Boy and you struck another memory. Used to have a nigga in the roller skates pull up with the weed on us.
Oh, yeah.
Remember I used to come to Perth with you? That niggas like, yo, the weed man coming. This nigga come down the block rollerblading like this with the zips on them.
Yeah.
So be like, yo, this the smoothest drug dealer ever.
All right.
I just thought about that. Like, yo, they got the rollerblade dealer.
Right.
Yo, we had everything, man. Spice, shout out Jay Spice.
Yo, Spice. Love you, bro.
Yo, Spice was the realest. He's like the hip-hop weed man. He was. Not no more. We live better lives now.
Yo, I'm going to tell you something crazy. like the Usher Raymond record I wrote, Here I Stand, when Dre and Vidal was in Sony.
I know you wrote that.
That's where my Grammy nomination came from. Writing that joint for Usher.
Talk that big dog shit. You know what I mean?
That, you know? But I got on that record because Spice was going there to see Dre and Vidal.
No way.
Dead ass. And they like, yeah, we in here doing some stuff. And then Spice put the word in. Yo, you know how he talk.
Yeah.
Yo, Rell's at the crib. What's up? Like,
yeah, he got that.
Rell could come through, and Vidal was like, yeah, Rell can come through. And the rest is history. So Spice, Spice got me in link with Don Omar. The Calm My Nerves record I did with Don Omar, Spice.
Spice.
Here I Stand, Usher, Spice. Roommate, Mr. and Spice. Boots, what up? I'm just taking it back. Yeah.
Spice was the plug, man.
Spice was that dude, man. He's still that dude.
Only thing Spice knew that used to piss me off, and it could be like, yeah, daddy, whatever you need, daddy. Like, yo, Spice, don't call me that, Spice. I think, Spice, I got a nigga in the crew you need to link up with, huh? My man Prez. Y'all niggas get daddy each other to death.
Hey. I was just about to say that.
I'm the only two niggas I know that do that. Yeah, daddy, I got you.
Like,
huh?
Thing. That's definitely a Latin thing.
Yeah, it gotta be.
Yeah.
Because a black nigga like ain't do nigga like what? I don't even call my pops daddy.
It's like nah,
nigga like, hey Ray, mama said bring the juice, Ray.
Pops, that's all you getting.
Word.
You might get dad.
Yeah, nigga is not. My son never said daddy. I don't think he ever like, yo, daddy. Yeah, y'all niggas gotta stop that shit, man.
My son been
this is it. After this episode drop, no nigga should ever say to another man, yeah, daddy, I got the weed. Whatever, daddy, you need the D'USSÉ daddy is right. No. After this, over. So Spice and Prez, it's over.
All right. We gonna
end it on that one. Spice and Prez is over. It's fucking Rell in the building. The Remedy album is out. Rhythm and Gangster is dropping. We on some shit, and the gangster is definitely in the motherfucking building.
Fact.
Appreciate you, my brother.
Appreciate you, bro.
Love as always, man. Appreciate y'all for tapping in, and as always, do it big, do it right, do it with D'USSÉ Cognac. Stay solid. That was fire. Yeah, that was fire, daddy. Yeah, daddy. Yo, that shit over, cuz.